So, let's get right into it. If you're an accountant and you think your job is still just about crunching numbers and recording the past, you might be in for a rude awakening. You see, the digital revolution isn't just handing us new tools, it's completely tearing up the old job description and writing a new one.
And this right here, this captures that shift perfectly. In the past, the accountant was kind of like a historian, meticulously recording everything that had already happened. It was a crucial role, but it was always looking backward. But tomorrow's accountant, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about being a co-pilot, using all that data to look out the front windshield, helping the business see what's coming and steering it towards success. The stakes for your career are laid out right here. Are you looking in the rearview mirror, or are you helping to navigate the road ahead?
Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually make that leap from being the historian to being the strategist? Well, for this explainer, we're going to dig into a really fascinating study of 400 accountants that found a surprisingly counterintuitive answer.
Now, if you ask most people how to succeed, you'll probably get a pretty straightforward answer. You got to learn a new set of skills, right? The idea is that if you build a modern toolkit, you'll build a modern career. It makes sense on the surface. Okay, I know this chart looks a little intense, but stick with me. Don't worry about all the tiny details. This is basically the blueprint from that study. And what it all boils down to is that the entire profession has pretty much agreed on 4 core areas that are absolutely essential in this new digital age. And here they are. First up, digital and data analytics. Getting comfortable with software, AI, and all that automation. Then, personal and ethical skills, because at the end of the day, trust and integrity are everything. Third, strategic communication. It's not enough to just have the data, you have to be able to tell the story behind it. And finally, number 4, strategic thinking and problem solving, which is about moving from just pointing out problems to actually helping to solve them. So, that's the toolkit for success. Or, at least, that's what we all thought.
All right, so you go out, you master those 4 skills, you get all the fancy certifications, and boom, you're all set for a fantastic career, right? Well, this is where that study of 400 accountants just throws a massive curveball at us.
I mean, it seems totally logical, doesn't it? You get the skills, you get the successful career, it's a simple formula, and it's the one we're all told to follow. But when the researchers actually crunched the numbers, they found a very different, and honestly, a much more interesting story.
Yeah, that direct link, the one we all just assumed had to be there, well, the data showed it pretty much didn't exist. It turns out it's not nearly that simple.
So what on earth is going on here? Well, the study uses this scientific term called full mediation. Now, don't worry about the jargon. Just think of it like this. Your skills are like the gasoline in a car. The gas is absolutely essential, right? But the gas itself can't make the car move. It has to flow through an engine first to get turned into real forward motion. Well, this study found the career equivalent of that engine. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The statistical models showed that just having these skills all by themselves had no direct measurable impact on things like getting promoted, being satisfied with your job, or the quality of your work. This is a total game changer for how we should think about career development. So, if the skills are just the fuel, then what's the engine? What's the missing piece of the puzzle? Well, the study pinpoints 2 missing links that are absolutely crucial for connecting your knowledge to your success. And boom, here's the answer, perfectly illustrated. Those 2 middle boxes are the bridges that get you from one side to the other. The first one is the application of your skills at work, and the second is participation in the organization's decision-making. So the big takeaway here is this: it's not what you know, it's what you actively do with what you know. Okay, another complex-looking chart, I know. But this is the actual data-driven proof. You can see the 4 skill sets over on the far left and career success way over on the far right. And notice how the lines don't go straight across? Nope. They all have to flow through those 2 crucial things in the middle. But what's really powerful are the numbers on those little arrows. Let's zoom in on the 2 most important ones.
This number, 0.55, this represents the direct impact of participation in decision-making on your career success. And let me tell you, in a statistical model, that is a huge effect. This is the difference between just preparing the budget report versus actually being in the room, using that report to help decide which big projects get the green light. The data shows this is the single most powerful driver of success they found. So what's the second most powerful factor? It's this one, 0.42. That's the direct impact that applying your skills has on your career.
This is all about consistently using your data skills to automate a tedious report, or using your communication skills to make a presentation really land with the execs. It's still a very, very strong connection. Now let's just put them side by side.
When you see it laid out like this, the takeaway just smacks you in the face. Actively participating in decisions is the #1 career accelerator, period. And right behind it is consistently applying your skills. Now notice what's missing from this chart? There's no bar for just having skills. The message from all this data is just undeniable. Action is everything.
Okay, so now we know what really drives success. But how do you actually do it? How do you put this into practice in your day-to-day job? Well, the great thing is, the study didn't just tell us the what, it also gave us the how, by talking to experienced pros and putting together an actionable blueprint.
And here it is, their 4-part framework for success. Step 1, integrate tech for prediction. Start using big data and AI to forecast what's going to happen, not just report on what did happen. Step 2, build trust with ethics. Your integrity is the currency that gives your advice any weight. Step 3, become a strategic partner. This is where you have to be proactive. Raise your hand to join a project team outside of finance. Model the financial impact of a new marketing idea before you're asked. And step 4, foster lifelong learning, so your skills are always sharp enough to be applied effectively.
This quote from one of the actual accountants in the study, wow, it just perfectly sums up the new mindset, especially for that third step. I mean, think about that. The numbers themselves are worthless. The value is in the interpretation, the story you tell about what those numbers mean for the business. Your job is to be the storyteller.
So, let's wrap this all up. What are the key things to remember? First, your skills are just the foundation. They're the starting point, not the finish line. Second, applying those skills is how you turn what's in your head into actual, tangible value for your company. But the real secret sauce is that third point, participation. That's how you turn that value into real influence, and that's what skyrockets your career. And it all leads to that final crucial takeaway. Your future role isn't a bookkeeper, it's a strategic advisor.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at your job right now, what are you spending your time on? Are you just managing the books, recording the history of the business? Or are you actively applying your skills and raising your voice to help write the company's next chapter? Because what this research makes clear is that the answer to that question will define your entire career.